Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Let's get right into the information. So before talking about Ripple and China and tying things together, I do want to kind of show you this link chart with the US dollar, of course, looking at the weekly, again, just a macro view and a few things that I found interesting. So, of course, this is a bit of a stretch with this Fibonacci, again, kind of point A, we got B, and then you can go down to C, whether it's, these two lines again closing. And we're just not looking at the wicks. We're just doing candle closures for on a weekly basis. And then right there, so A, B, C, and then point D right around there. So interestingly enough, we saw that. And now again, I'm just going to remove this guy because I want to show you something else. If we do look at the Fibonacci pivots, now granted, they're very different on the weekly and much higher for some assets. I've noticed a trend that we are seeing many of the asset classes that are early on actually going all the way to this R3 pivot. You can see the same thing with, again, and this is on the weekly basis. So we're right towards that. Of course, we wicked towards that almost to $6.60. I mean, you can see the same thing for ADA. All right. And so they're nearly just approaching and kind of just tapping that. And a lot of other projects are, relatively undervalued. I mean, if you do look at XRP specifically, I mean, VeChain did the same thing as ADA. With XRP, no surprise we're suppressed, guys, but just on a weekly level. And again, could I be absolutely wrong about this little trend? 100%. Just wanted to kind of show you. So again, we're even below the pivot here. So I do believe we're widely suppressed. Now, there are gaps, and of course, these pivots can change, change drastically just like they do for Tezos. So I just wanted to show you this for fun. Again, they still have to cut through the 50 MA, 100 MA, and all the way up to that R3 would be about 62 cents. We all know the next resistance points, and we can kind of do different fib retracements from there and kind of do, basically going off support and resistance and make our best guess. I just wanted to show you guys, I do believe, just like blockchain backer Mr. Level Up are saying, that we should be getting a push up to that 28 cents, 34 cents region and finally just try to catch up and get some ground back, because Stellar, a lot of all these projects are kicking butt in terms of price appreciation. But again, I'm going to continue diversifying, investing on fundamentals. Just wanted to open up the video with a little analysis. All right. So to kick things off, again, we know that Chainlink had some, recent news, of course, price discovery in a new asset class. We lower the barriers to entry. And of course, it's one of the fundamental projects that I do invest upon. No project's perfect, nothing's guaranteed, but it's something that I think is worth a gamble amongst other projects. So I did a Chainlink video on my second channel. Links are in the video description as well. It's just Kevin Cage Uncaged, talking about Chainlink, relatively long video, just giving you my 2 cents. But Chainlink, again, is one of the products that we see, networks that we see in a lot of documents. Platforms in particular, alongside Corda, Quorum, multi-chain. We got chain right here, Ethereum, etc. And we know obviously all these. This is for SIA specifically, and again, Ripple at all levels, application, platform, and infrastructure. All right. Now they're all going to complement each other. That's the idea. I don't think that everything's going to have pure competition, but just wanted to show that. All right, different news again with Google as one of the companies integrating, all this. So for all of you Linky Marines, whatever they call you, this is for you. All right, so with XRP, guys. So Matthew LINY just showing this. So again, Bank of China, we know Ripple met with them in 2017. They're introducing UnionPay QR payment services in Malaysia. This move will enable the users to make cross-border payments. And again, Bank of China is XRP enabled. Now that is just a little speculation, just so you know. So right here, we know Ripple is a Finabler partner. We can see right here under the correspondent banks and distribution partners, we have Ripple alongside Swift. So technology partners, SAP. We know SAP's helped run, XRP trials with, Reese Bank, ATB, you name it. All right. So this is again the Finabler technology platform. I used to always mix up Finabler and Finestra. All right, Finabler is a part of choice, and again, we can see Bank of Ireland, we can see Bank of China, you can see Rack Bank or Rock Bank, however you say it, etc. Just wanted to show you that. And again, so how does that tie into UnionPay per se? Well, we know, so with this article again, Bank of China introducing UnionPay QR payment services in Malaysia. We'll keep going. Hopefully I opened up a tab. UnionPay is China's first financial level pre-authorization service for secured transactions. The system allows payment for online shopping at any merchant that accepts UnionPay. Now, notice this volume as well. 2014, the total amount of cross-bank transactions of CUP card exceeded 41.1 trillion yuan. All right, now UnionPay ties into this again. So we know Finabler had an MOU as well with UnionPay International. This is a subsidiary of China UnionPay for a potential cooperation. All right, we'll talk about additional MOUs in the future. Now, sometimes it doesn't have everything to do with it, but I did want to kind of point that out. Right here, Finabler again, RippleNet partner, partners with China-based Alipay to boost remittances. Now, this is old as well. This is what, 2019. So Alipay has more than 1.2 billion customers, supports 27 currencies for cross-border payments. Now, Alipay, we can draw connections, of course, with many RippleNet partners. You can use even dLocal, dLocal as another example. And of course, I've seen a lot of documents with dLocal, dLocal throughout Latin America as well. All right, so something just to consider. All right, and then right here, Michael Val 5 links. This is just a little fun fact I saw related to securities being issued digitally. So ARCA, a Los Angeles-based investment firm, has begun selling shares of ARCA US Treasury Funds, an SEC-registered close-ended fund that is built on top of Ethereum directly. All right, so note this, guys. I do want to show you this because this is interesting. Rather than the typical ERC20 tokens, we can actually see that this ARC coin was approved and it follows the ERC 1404 token standard. So again, typically most of the coins we see today that are at least, on Ethereum's network are ERC20. But interestingly, for this, again, this 1404, restrict token holders to transacting with a limited number of whitelisted addresses. This restriction ensures that the tokens are not transferred outside of regulatory oversight. So interesting that, again, the SEC is taking their piece of the pie, taking control where they can, of course, and where they have jurisdiction. But just wanted to kind of point that out. We're going to see more and more of this. Again, these are being offered as digital securities. We're going to see, I'm sure, various variations of this, even outside of the SEC, perhaps with the CFTC and commodities. Right here, Mbiagi, thank you for the tag. So London Stock Exchange parent assigns financial barcodes to 169 cryptocurrencies. So we can see right here, so 169 cryptocurrencies are getting barcodes. It's not quite a seal of approval by any means, but one of Europe's largest financial markets is giving cryptocurrencies the equivalent of the barcodes found on soup cans and jam jars. Pretty interesting. And what I liked right here was this. The 7-digit alphanumeric code helps LSEG's customers, and again, this London Stock Exchange, all right, and customers to keep track of traded assets from execution to settlement. Thought that was interesting. All right, next up, so we have Ping An out of China, and again, JP Morgan to join. They're doing this kind of this JV of $60 million round. And as we can see, just to kind of connect the dots, this is far speculation, but I Am Legion shared this and I do enjoy it. And obviously, he's probably done way deeper research than me. But again, there was a JV between Ping An Group in China and SBI. SBI is one of the largest shareholders of Ripple and R3. Just a few dot connections. All right, was reading this, just kind of a funding round here. All right, right here, also at China, XRP Crypto Wolf. So China has more than 45,000 registered blockchain companies. Since China's president highlighted the importance of blockchain, the number of companies using it has grown tremendously. Well, we also know many other companies, or at least banks in particular, that have some of the highest number of patents specifically for DLT. Well, that's Bank of America, another RippleNet partner. So a vast majority of China's top fintech companies are looking into blockchain. No surprise there. All right, and I was just reading that earlier, just seeing the basic trends. All right, we're going to finish off this video. Again, we have Craig DeWitt, as you can see, Crypto Cowboy on Twitter. Again, product at Ripple, cryptocurrency, Stanford, Berkeley, Payburner, and other projects discussed here are personal projects. His pay ID is listed below as well. I believe he was even talking during an interview with, I think, Tony from Thinking Crypto. Really well done. And I think he was talking about X Songs and maybe another group, but I'm blanking. I do want you guys to listen to this 2-minute clip and just listen to the confidence, the certainty of this use case, this asset class, and obviously the future of not only Ripple, but the XRP ecosystem. All right, so right here, XRP_Stort. Feel free to read this and listen up.
You can go into these customers, which Ripple's able to do, and clearly demonstrate that you can deliver a superior product in terms of speed at a much lower cost. It's a really, in some cases, easy conversation to have. Show through actual data the speed and the cost and the access that we're able to deliver in these markets, and that is incredibly attractive to customers. It's really amazing to think back that ODL, this payment mechanism I'm talking about, ODL was really released in kind of the end of 2018, and it's somewhat shocking to me, even though I've seen the rise of this. Somewhat shocking that you can go from zero to having a sizable market percentage of one of the largest corridors in the world in such a short amount of time. That usually does not happen in kind of payments. What you're going to see, though, is Ripple continuing to build excellent experiences like the one into Mexico, like what we have into Europe, like what we have in the Philippines, into the markets where our customers want to send funds. And as we grow out that infrastructure, as we work with partners like Bitso, like others, you're going to see a widening footprint in more and more marketplaces where we're able to offer better experiences that are instantaneous and cheap. And in 2015, I'd say crypto in general, and I think Ripple was in this as well, was really good at standing up and saying, hey, this has the potential to change the world. And I'd say what has changed over the last even 18 months is that for cross-border payments and the work that Ripple is doing, it is actually changing the world for some people right now. And what we want to do is we want to increase that footprint in terms of lives that it's positively affecting. Because it's really nice at the business level to throw around the market capture that Ripple is able to do with Bitso in Mexico. The way that I think about it, though, is when you break down that market capture, each remittance payment into that market, and that's really where our focus is on the remittance payment, that's a story, right? That's somebody getting more money and a better experience than they would have otherwise. That goes to things like buying groceries or paying their rent. And I think the big difference and the big change that we can actually fundamentally change and improve people's lives, and we want to do it on a much bigger scope. And we know how to do that. And it's taken a while to learn how to do that, but we know how to do that. We have a game plan, and we're going to roll that out into multiple jurisdictions around the world. And we're going to escalate the speed with which we're able to do that.
Boom, man with the plan. Guys, I just think that the digital future, at least for this asset class, is relatively clear-cut. I watched 2 videos earlier of Crypto Eddie and King Solomon. King Solomon was even showing developments not only for, OnePay FX and Pago with Santander, which is absolutely massive, RippleNet partner. We know what's, been driving, I believe, what's her last name? Something Botten. Again, guys, years of research showing obviously proof of concepts and trials and testing, and it's running on Ripple. So that is something obviously for here to stay, in my opinion. Now, he was also showing even some HBAR Hedera developments with Hashgraph and the Department of Defense and smart grids. It was just fascinating. And then even Crypto Eddie showing, specifically PayID, RippleNet being trademarked in Europe. Very interesting. And just more plans for smart city integrations, power grids. And then she actually used a term that I've never heard of, and I thought it was really cool. It's IIoT, the Industrial Internet of Things. Again, one of the brands trademarked in the development for these parts of smart city plans is RippleNet. So again, just some things that make you go, and it's clear cut. And then when you consider SBI's type of roadmap for smart cities in the future as well, very, very exciting. We are all just trying to put the pieces of this puzzle together to make this picture complete. Everyone, YouTubers, bloggers, you guys watching this video that are doing your own research, we're all in this together. So with that, guys, I appreciate it. Be sure to like this video, share it around, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.